I never thought revenge would taste like eggnog spiked with bourbon, but there I was, standing in the doorway of Grandma's creaky old mansion in the Berkshires, the snow whipping against the leaded windows like it had a personal grudge. My Aunt Evelyn's whisper sliced through the holiday cheer sharper than the carving knife on the sideboard. Why would we invite her to Christmas? She didn't know it was me, not the Julia she'd buried in her mind 5 years ago, the one who'd taken the fall for the family's dirty little secret.
No.
This body was Elena's, my cousin's, sleek and unscarred, the one who'd danced away scot-free while I rotted in a cell for her sins. And as Grandma cleared her throat to read the will aloud, I felt the swap's dark magic humming in my veins like the first hit of a forbidden high, the kind that makes you question if hell has a VIP list. It started with a betrayal so deep it carved out my soul and left a hollow where trust used to be. I was 28, fresh out of Yale Law with dreams of climbing the corporate ladder at our family's hedge fund empire, Whitaker Investments. Dad had built it from nothing in the 80s, turning blue-collar grit into Wall Street gold. But power like that, it breeds monsters. My Uncle Harlan, Dad's brother, was the worst, a silver-tongued shark with a penthouse in Manhattan and a Rolodex full of senators. He ran the shady side, insider trades, offshore shells, the kind of sins that could topple empires if the light hit them wrong. Elena, his golden girl, was my shadow in every way that mattered. Same age, same bloodline, but where I was the straight-A grind, she was the sorority queen who charmed her CS into as. We grew up thick as thieves, sleepovers in the mansion's attic swapping ghost stories, promising to conquer the world together. Until the summer before law school, when Harlan pulled her into his web. Family first, Jules, she'd whispered one night over stolen champagne in the garden, her eyes glassy with something darker than booze. I didn't press. Loyalty.
Right? Wrong.
The crime that gutted me was a multi-million-dollar pump-and-dump scheme. Harlan fed Elena tips on a biotech stock, Biogenics, knowing it was rigged to crash. She executed the trades through a dummy account, pocketing fat commissions while small investors got fleeced. But the SEC came knocking, and Elena panicked. She framed me, hacked my login, routed the logs through my laptop during a study session at her place. I woke up to FBI agents in my Brooklyn walk-up, cuffs snapping like Judgment Day. Why me? I screamed at her in the interrogation room, separated by glass. She just stared, Harlan's hand on her shoulder, his lawyer shark circling. You always wanted the spotlight,
Jules.
Now you've got it. The trial was a circus, tabloids screaming, heiress scions fall from grace, my face plastered next to stock tickers. Evidence was ironclad, my prints on the keyboard, timestamps syncing to my calendar. I pleaded innocence, but juries don't buy sob stories from rich girls. 10 years. Federal pen in Danbury. Elena? She testified against me. Tears streaming. I trusted her. The family cut me off like a tumor. Dad died of a heart attack 6 months in, stress, they said. I knew better. Prison was a slow bleed. Solitary for fighting off a shank-happy lifer. Then the library where I buried myself in books on quantum weirdness and fringe psych. That's where I found Dr. Voss, a disgraced neuroscientist doing time for unethical experiments. Gray-haired, wild-eyed, he cornered me one rainy afternoon in the yard. Ever wonder if the mind's just code? Whitaker? Hackable. Swappable. He ranted about his pre-prison work, neural mapping via experimental nanites. Funded by Whitaker Investments, our money. Harlan had pulled the plug when the rats started swapping behaviors. One aggressive tomcat suddenly purring like a kitten. Voss smuggled in a prototype vial during conjugals, clear gel laced with the tech. One dose each. Synchronized. Minds entwine. Bodies trade places. But it's unstable. Kills most. Desperation's a hell of a drug. Elena was due for a reconciliation visit. Family PR stunt. I dosed her coffee in the holding room. She slipped hers into mine when I looked away. Agony hit like lightning, my skull cracking open, memories flooding in reverse. When the fog cleared, I blinked up at my old face, slack-jawed across the table. Elena's body felt alien, lithe, unbruised, her perfume clinging like guilt. Guards rushed in. I seized. Flatlined. Official story. Tragic overdose during visit. Elena Whitaker,
28.
dead of heart failure. The swap held. I walked out in her skin. Voss's notes burned into my brain. Reversal window. 48 hours. Or permanent. But I didn't want out. I wanted in their world. Their lies. Their throats under my heel. First weeks were a haze of re-entry. Elena's life was a gilded cage. Tribeca loft. Tesla in the garage. Invites to galas where champagne flowed like confessions. Harlan greeted me at the funeral. My funeral? Modest affair in a Connecticut chapel. Just a few loyalists and a priest who droned about redemption. He hugged me tight, whispering, "She's in a better place now."
Kiddo.
His cologne reeked of hypocrisy. I played the part, sobbed into his Armani lapel, let him foot the therapy bills. Inside, I catalogued his tells, the twitch when SEC names dropped, the burner phone calls at 2 a.m. Christmas loomed like a guillotine. Grandma Whitaker, the matriarch at 82, ruled from her Berkshire throne. Parkinson's had her hands shaking, but her mind was steel, war bride who'd bootstrapped the family after Grandpa's D-Day grave. She insisted on the annual gathering, all Whitakers under one roof, turkey and tinsel masking the rot. This year, the will reading was the kicker. Whispers said she'd rewritten it post-scandal, cutting the rotten branches. Harlan fumed in bored calls. Evelyn, his wife, chain-smoked Virginia Slims plotting countersuits. I RSVP'd as Elena, heart pounding like a war drum. The drive up I-87 was a white-knuckler, snow chaining the tires, radio crooning Bing Crosby's mockery. What if the swap frayed? Voss warned of glitches, phantom pains, memory bleeds. Last night, I'd woken screaming Julia's name, Elena's reflection mocking me in the mirror. But retreat wasn't an option. This was the stage, family whole, guards down, secrets bubbling like mulled wine. The mansion loomed through the flurries, turrets iced like a gingerbread trap. Porch lights flickered welcome. Inside, the foyer glowed with a 12-foot Fraser fir, ornaments from Grandma's Berlin childhood glinting like shrapnel. Cousins milled, little Theo building Lego forts, Aunt Lila cooing over pies. Then Evelyn's voice. Velvet poison. Why would we invite her to Christmas? She meant Julia's ghost. Or so she thought. I stepped in, shedding my coat like a skin, Elena's smile plastered on. Elena, darling, Harlan boomed, pulling me into a bear hug that smelled of scotch and fear. His eyes scanned me, her for cracks. I leaned in, whispered, "Missed you, Uncle." Family's all that matters. He stiffened, then laughed it off. Grandma sat by the fire, envelope clutched like a grenade. Gather round.
Loves.
Traditions wait for no one. As we circled the hearth, logs popping like gunfire, I felt the room's pulse quicken. Betrayal's echo hung heavy. They'd buried me alive once.
Now.
I'd exhume it all. The eggnog burned going down. A fiery sacrament as Grandma's voice quavered over the will's preamble, bequest to charities, the estate to a trust. But we all knew the meat, control of Whitaker Investments. Harlan's knuckles whitened on his glass. Evelyn shot me, Elena, a side eye, like I was the wild card in her poker face. I sipped slow, letting the cinnamon sting mask the bile. 5 years in a 6x8, dreaming of this tableau. And here it was, the wolves in sheep's clothing, circling their kill. Flashback clawed at me mid-toast, Danbury's gray mornings, the clang of gates sealing fate. I'd inked Voss's formula on my thigh in ballpoint, a roadmap out of hell.
Post-swap.
Elena's memories leaked like faulty plumbing, her first killjoy kiss with Harlan's protege. The thrill of the biogenics wire hitting her account, $2.3 million. Untraceable. But deeper. The guilt she drowned in coke lines at Studio 54 revivals. She'd confessed to no one. But the dreams haunted, Julia's face in the mirror. Accusing. I excused myself to the powder room, splashing water on this borrowed face. Elena's cheekbones sharp as accusations. Who are you now? I muttered. The swap wasn't clean, Voss's nanites whispered doubts. Julia's scars itching under silk. But revenge? It clarified. Harlan's empire rested on more than biogenics, a web of bribes. From Albany kickbacks to D.C. Lobbyists greasing FDA approvals for his latest pet project, Voss's neural tech rebranded as Eternal Youth Serum. He'd shelved the body swap angle but mined the patents, turning family seed money into billions. And me, the fall guy who'd signed the funding docs as junior counsel. Forged, of course. Elena's handiwork. Back in the drawing room, carols droned from the bows. Oh, holy night, twisting like a knife. Little Theo tugged my sleeve. Elena, want to see my robot? His innocence gutted me. Julia would have built it with him. Not this imposter. I knelt, voice softening to Elena's lilt. Show me, champ. Harlan watched, approval masking calculation. He pulled me aside by the mistletoe, breath hot. Heard you're dating that tech bro from Silicon Valley. Good. Keeps the shares in the family. Code for marry up, secure the bloodline. I nodded, planting the seed. Speaking of family, Julia's parole hearing's coming up. Think we could help? His laugh barked low. That traitor? She's where she belongs. Let sleeping dogs lie. Elena. But his eyes darted fear, guilt. I pressed, casual as cranberry sauce. Grandma's will. She mentioned Julia in the codicil. Something about unburdening the innocent. Bluff. Pulled from Elena's foggy recall of a hushed call. Harlan's face drained. Nonsense. Mother's dotty. But he excused himself. Phone to ear. Pacing the solarium. Dinner was a minefield. Turkey carved with ritual precision. Yams candied in bourbon. Evelyn's passive-aggressive jabs about Scandal's long shadow. Lila, the peacemaker, steered to neutral, Theo's school play. Harlan's yacht in the Keys. I played along, fork-spearing peas like enemies, mind mapping the next move. The USB in my clutch held Voss's full dossier, emails, ledgers, proof Harlan dosed the original trials with placebos, killing test subjects for data purity, buried in a Cayman drive, but I'd mirrored it via Elena's neglected MacBook.
Postre.
Plum pudding aflame. Grandma rose. Envelope trembling. My dears. The heart of it. Silence fell, heavy as the snow piling drifts. She unfolded the pages, spectacles perched. To Harlan, my son, the firm, contingent on restitution to those wronged by its shadows. Gasps rippled. Evelyn choked on sherry. Grandma pressed on, namely, Julia Marie Whitaker, my granddaughter, falsely accused, her sentence commuted by truth's light. The board's seat awaits her return. Chaos erupted. Harlan slammed his fist. This is insanity. Julia's a felon. Evelyn shrieked. Mother, you've lost your marbles. Cousins gaped. Theo whimpered. I sat frozen. Elena's poise cracking, joy warring with the lie. This was the hook I'd prayed for. Grandma's secret ally unearthed in Elena's journals, late-night visits to the prison, whispers of innocence believed. But Harlan? He lunged for the papers, snatching them. Forged. She's manipulating you. Grandma's eyes, sharp as winter stars, pinned him.
Sit.
Harlan. Or lose it all now. He deflated, venomous glare sweeping the room, landing on me. Elena? You knew. I shook my head, feigning shock. But inside, gears turned. The will was the lever. Tonight, I'd pry open the vault. Midnight mass was tradition. But Harlan begged off, headache, vanishing to his study. I slipped away too, claiming nausea, navigating the mansion's labyrinth, Persian rugs muffling steps, portraits of stern Whitakers judging. The study door creaked. I jimmied it with Elena's hair clip, heart thundering. Safe ajar. Laptop humming. Password. Elena's birthday ironic. Files bloomed. Project Echo. Voss's tech. Harlan's revival. Subfolder. Contingencies. There, insurance. Faked docs pinning Julia's frame on a rogue operative, but timestamps glitchy. Editable. Footsteps echoed. I yanked the drive.
Zipped dark.
Harlan burst in. Face thunder. What the hell are you doing? Panic scripted Elena's line. Uncle.
I
saw you on the phone. About Julia. What's going on? He grabbed my wrist.
Bruising.
Stay out of it.
Girl.
Or you'll end up like her. Threat laced with something darker. Hunger? Elena's memories flickered. His hands too familiar. Boundaries blurred in boardroom lessons. Revulsion surged. I twisted free. Bolting. Corridor chase. Portraits blurring. My breath ragged in this stolen chest. He cornered me in the library. Fire dying to embers. You think you're clever? I've buried worse than you. I backed against shelves. Spines digging like accusations. Like Julia? Or the trial subjects boss mentioned. The ones who didn't swap, they just stopped. His eyes widened. How? Elena's pillow talk. Stolen whispers. He lunged. I dodged, grabbing a poker from the stand. Touch me, and the drive goes viral.
As if
FBI, your whole house of cards. Standoff, his breath ragged, my grip iron. What do you want? Surrender?
No.
Calculation. The truth.
Confess to Grandma.
Julia walks free. He laughed. Bitter. And you? My perfect niece. Inheriting scraps? The twist hit then, his gaze slithering. Appraising.
Unless.
We partner. Echoes gold. You and Julia's skin? Unthinkable.
But you.
We could rule. Temptation slithered. Dark as the swap's pull. Power. Untainted. But Julia's ghost snarled no. You're done, Uncle. I fled to my room, barricading. Drive clutched like a talisman. Dawn crept. Family stirring to carols and coffee. The reading's fallout simmered. Evelyn plotted counters. Lila mediated tears. I joined late. Elena's mask flawless. But cracks showed, Harlan's absence noted. His eyes, when he returned, predatory. Afternoon sleigh rides. Theo's laughter a bomb. But tension coiled, a family text chain buzzing. Harlan's missive. Emergency board call. Will contest. Grandma waved it off. Frail but fierce. Let him squirm. As dusk fell. Gifts under the tree. Elena's for me. A locket with family forever engraved. I opened it alone. Julia's fury boiling.
Inside.
A photo. Us kids. Innocent. The lie choked me. Night deepened. Insomnia gripped. Voss's warning echoed. The mind erodes without anchor. Elena's urges crept. Coke in the vanity. Harlan's number tempting. I flushed it. But doubt gnawed. Was this revenge? Or possession? Harlan's offer looped. Seductive. Power or justice? The will had flipped the board. But the game raged. Boxing Day dawned brittle. Frost etching pains like accusations. The mansion groaned under fresh snow. Isolation amplifying the rift. Harlan holed up. Evelyn's glares daggers. Grandma napping with the will under her pillow like a shield. I wandered the grounds. Elena's boots crunching virgin white. Breath fogging visions of Danbury's yard. Chain-link fences. Contraband cigarettes shared with lifers spinning tales of cosmic payback. This was mine now. The payback. But Harlan's proposition festered. A controversial fork. Join the monster or slay it. American dream twisted. Pull yourself up or burn the ladder. Breakfast was siege warfare. Crepes ignored. Coffee black as moods. Lila cornered me in the pantry. Elena, talk to your uncle. This will. It's tearing us. Her eyes pleaded, oblivious to the imposter. Elena's recall supplied the script. Lila's own skeletons. An affair with the gardener. Hushed with Harlan's hush money. He's protecting us all, I echoed Elena's old line. But laced with edge. Lila paled. From what? I leaned in. From him. Exit stage left. Her confusion, my smoke screen. Harlan summoned mid-morning. Study door ajar like a trap. He lounged at the desk. Voss's prototype, a sleek injector, on blotter. Sit. Elena. No rage. Just silk over steel. Last night. Heat of moment. But think. Echo perfected. Body swaps for the elite, immortality hacks. Senators. CEOs. Swapping decrepitude for youth. Billions. You and I. Untouchable. He slid a contract. 50-50th split. Elena's name bold. The controversial hook. I'd condemn Julia for less. Chasing Whitaker glory.
Now.
In her skin. The siren sang. I feigned interest. Flipping pages, clauses burying bodies. NDAs lethal as the nanites. And Julia? He smirked.
Parole greased.
She walks, but muzzled. Amnesia drugs. Courtesy of Echo. Lie stank. Elena's memories held his rants. Collateral. Like the trials. Test subjects. Homeless vets. Undocumented migrants. Vanished into relocation. Dozens. Minds shattered. Bodies dumped in Jersey pine barrens. My stomach roiled. Our poor. Sacrificed for the 1%'s vanity. No, I said, voice steady.
Confess.
Or the drive drops. His face cracked, first real fracture. You wouldn't. Family. Fuck family, I spat. Julia's steel breaking through. He rose.
Towering.
Then you're dead like her. The injector flashed. I parried. Glass decanter shattering on his wrist. Struggle blurred. Books tumbling. His fist glancing my jaw. Elena's bruise blooming. I need. Old prison move. Him crumpling with a wheeze. Escape to the attic. Our childhood haunt. Dusty trunks. Faded posters of Nirvana and Nirvana knockoffs. I barricaded with a hope chest. Drive plugged into Elena's forgotten iPad. Files downloaded. Ledgers linking Harlan to the deaths. Biogenics as smokescreen for echo funding. Timestamp. Julia's signature on the kill order. Forged. But who'd believe? The twist nod. What if Elena knew? Her memories hit a call. Dad. The subjects. They're people. His reply. Grow up. Or join Julia. Doubt avalanche. Was I avenging? Or erasing? The swap's toll mounted. Migraine spiking. Julia's tics bleeding and nail biting. Cursing in legalese. Voss's notes warned. Hostile merge leads to psychosis. I paced. Snow globe from our 10th Christmas shaking in fist. Tiny mansion mocking the real. Phone buzzed. Anonymous text. Harlan's burner. Attic.
Now.
Or grandma gets the dose. Leverage flipped. I descended. Poker in sleeve. Heart kamikaze. Foyer empty. Carol's mocking. Grandma's parlor. Her dozing in wingback. For Stan knew. Parkinson's cocktail? Harlan hovered. Syringe glinting. Insurance, he murmured. Rage supernova, I charged. Tackling. Needle skittered. He roared.
Pinning.
You think you're Julia? Pathetic delusion. The reveal clawed out. I am Julia. You bastard. Swapped. Stolen, your tech. Your sins. He froze. Then laughed maniacal. Unhinged. Voss's folly. It worked? Christ. Calculations snapped back. Then your gold. Julia's mind in Elena's body. Perfect witness flip. Testify against the frame. We bury it deeper. The controversial pivot. He'd use me. Twist truth to absolve. Join. Or she dies. Needle to her neck. Decision scorched. Grandma's eyes fluttered.
Trusting.
Elena's cowardice whispered yes. Julia's fire no. I lunged wild. Poker slashing air. Grazed his arm. Superficial but shocking. He recoiled. I grabbed the syringe. Jamming into his thigh. His bellow echoed as nanites surged. Eyes rolling. Body convulsing.
What?
Have you? Collapse. Foam flecking lips. I cradled Grandma. Whispering nonsense. Carols. Apologies. She stirred. Julia? My girl. Delirium or sight. Family thundered in. Evelyn shrieking. Lila dialing 911. Harlan airlifted to Albany Med. Allergic reaction the cover. Cops came. Questions barbed. Intruder?
No.
Family feud. I played Elena flawless. Tears Oscar-worthy. Aftermath churned. Board froze assets. We'll contest it in whispers. I slipped the drive to an old law prof via burner app. Anonymous tip to DOJ. Leaks hit wires by nightfall. Whitaker heir in ICU mystery. SEC probes deepen. Evelyn accused me outright in the kitchen. Voice hiss. You poisoned him. I met her gaze. Elena's ice. Truth's the poison.
Aunt.
Always was. Grandma rallied, summoning me alone. Her hand, papery, clasped mine. I knew.
Child.
The swap. Voss wrote me before prison. Said you'd come back. Shock reeled. Her funding the trials? To expose him, she rasped. Harlan's father, my fault. War debts gambled away. This cycle ends with you. Confessions wait. She'd borne Grandpa's sins. Now mine. The will. It's yours if you forgive. Forgive? The word soured. Nights blurred. Media circus outside gates. Theo's questions piercing. Harlan stabilized. But comatose nanites frying synapses. Voss's revenge proxy. Elena's urges peaked. Mirror taunted. Her laugh echoing mine. I dose myself from his stash stabilizer. Or poison. Clarity fractured. Memories merged. Julia and Elena twining like kudzu. Climax brewed. New Year's Eve gala. Family forced facade. I dressed Elena's finery, gown blood red. Diamonds Harlan's apology gift. Airport runways hummed private jets. Manhattan's plaza blaze. Harlan wheeled in.
Gaunt.
Tubes snaking publicity stunt. Miracle recovery. His eyes met mine across the ballroom. Promise of war. Toast raised. To family. Glasses clinked. I slipped away to the suite. Drive's final payload queued. Live stream to Bloomberg. DOJ. But Harlan cornered. For pull his crutch. Stop this. Julia. We're the same survivors. His hand extended. Not threat, but plea. The twist loomed. Elena's core memory surfaced. She'd initiated the frame. Harlan reluctant. Protect you from him, she journaled. His touches. Too much. Betrayal reversed. I'd hated the wrong wolf. The revelation hit like a market crash. Elena's diary pages burning in my clutch. Digital ghosts I'd overlooked in the merge. She'd framed me not from malice, but desperation. Harlan's advances escalating post-Yale. Her as pawn in his power plays. Julia's strong. She'll fight back. Her entry wept. I'll take the hit later. But cowardice won. She ran, leaving me the corpse.
Now.
In her skin. The irony choked. I was her. Haunted by his shadow. Seeking vengeance on a ghost. Ballroom swirled. Dresses swirling like vultures. Champagne flutes clinking alibis. Harlan's plea hung. We're the same. No, not quite. I'd borne the cell. The swap's abyss. He'd birthed it. But the controversial choice loomed. Dark as the Hudson glittering below. Mercy or massacre. American justice. Flawed colossus. Demanded proof, not vendetta. Yet the nanites hummed. Urging chaos. I nodded. Feigning accord. Truce. Uncle. For Grandma. His relief slimed. He gripped my arm. Whispering coordinates. Rooftop. Seal it. Trap? Or olive branch? I ascended. Wind whipping down like flags of surrender. Cityscape sprawled. Empire State piercing clouds. A phallic reminder of conquests. He waited. Cane tapping. Silhouette against neon. You understand now, he started. Voice wind-whipped. Echo wasn't malice, salvation. I lost your aunt to cancer. Couldn't watch Elena fade too. Lie layered on half-truth. Evelyn's remission. Bought with trial scraps. The subjects? Necessary losses. Like soldiers. I laughed. Bitter gust. Soldiers don't get neural raped. Mine's bartered for your yacht fund. His face crumpled. First real crack. Paternal mask slipping. I failed her. Failed you both. Confession cascaded. Elena's grooming. Subtle at first, lessons in the study. Hands lingering. She'd confessed to him once. Tearful, he gaslit. Family bonds. Baby. No one else gets it. The frame? His idea. Twisted to toughen me. Forge unbreakable loyalty. I thought prison would break you and make you mine. Monstrous calculus. Power as love. Betrayal as embrace. Revulsion peaked. I shoved him. Wind howling accomplice. You destroyed us. He staggered. Came skittering to the edge. Then end it. Challenge or suicide. Eyes locked, his wet with regret. Mine. Julia's fury fused with Elena's grief. The drop yawned. 30 stories to pavement prayers. Controversial precipice. Push. And I'm the villain, walk. And the cycle spins. Hand extended, not to save, but accuse. Confess. Live stream.
Now.
He balked. I cued the app. Red light blinking judgment. Words tumbled. Biogenics fraud. Echo deaths. The frame. Julia Whittaker innocent. I orchestrated. Upload whooshed. Sirens wailed distant. Feds. Tipped by my prof. He lunged, not attack. But embrace. Sobbing into my shoulder. Forgive me. Weight shifted, we teetered. In that vertigo, the swap surged, minds brushing. Elena's voice in my head. Let go. But Julia anchored. Justice. Not blood. I pulled back, steadying him.
Live.
Rot in a cell like I did. Descent was dream. Ballroom frozen as alerts buzzed. Breaking. Whittaker confesses. Evelyn swooned. Lila clutched Theo, grandma. Watching from afar. Nodded, absolution. Harlan arrested on sight. Cuffs glinting like tinsel. I slipped out. Cab to the bridges. Wind cleansing. Epilogue unfurled in fragments. Will upheld. Whittaker Investments cleansed me. As Elena. Interim CEO. Commuting Julia's sentence with a confession. Parole hearing. Spring thaw. I faced the board in my old body. Frail from years. But eyes alight. Welcome home, I said. Elena's lilt no more. Swap reversed in a clinic Voss design from prison. Nanites unwinding the knot. Pain lanced. Identities snapping back. I gasped awake as Julia. True flesh scarred but whole. Elena? The merge left her fractured, therapy in seclusion. Harlan's victim. Not villain. She surfaced months later. Gaunt at a family seder. Awkward truce. Her whisper. Sorry doesn't cut it.
No.
It didn't. But understanding? A start. Harlan? Life plus. Supermax solitude. Letters begging forgiveness, I burned unread. Grandma passed that summer. Peaceful in the Berkshires. Will's legacy a reformed empire. Ethical AI. Victim funds. I helmet now. 33. Boardroom battles, sand shadows. But nights. The swap's echo lingers. Phantom itches. Moral grays. Was it revenge? Or redemption? Did I free us? Or just swap chains? Readers'll debate. Hero or haunt? In America's funhouse mirror, where justice bends and bodies break. Maybe both. Christmas comes again, eggless nog. Theo's robots evolved. I raise a glass to ghosts, to family flawed, but fighting. The mansion stands, snow-draped, secrets shallower. But in the attic, that snow globe waits, shake it, and the storm restarts. Was it worth the swap? Hell yes. Or hell no. You decide.